is going to show you a couple of techniques in how to get this vector art shape to appear on the rock face where it will look like this lady is climbing on. So this artwork here is basically a vector artwork that was imported in, and the objective here is to overlay this graphic convincingly over the rock. So it's not just a matter of just multiply, not just doing that, and it's certainly not just extracting and putting out a drop shadow on this. So it's not that sort of a technique at all. So first thing first, we need to plan this out. So there is a couple of elements here, and what we need to do is to go and extract this lady off this image here. So I've already prepared this, and I went in to use the pen tool and drew around her and created a mask. So I'm going to select her right now, and I'm going to go back to my layers, and I'm going to go duplicate this layer because I don't believe in destroying pixels if I can help it, but hopefully you'll understand where I'm going with this. So create a new background layer and create a layer mask. So she's floating on top on her own. So the next thing that we need to do is to create a displacement map. So I've shown you before on how we can go up to filter and click on distort and apply a displacement map. So we're going to create one right now. So I'm going to make a copy of that layer, and I'm going to go Command U to access hue saturation, and I'm going to reduce the saturation to black and white. Working on the principle of black and white to work with Photoshop, what we want to do is to get some really nice highlights and get some really good shadows. So that's approximately there. And then what we want to do is to go and blur it. And oh, that's a little bit too much, so we're going to bring it down. Maybe to that. Maybe 4.3 pixels. So it's a nice blurred background, and we're going to save a copy of this. So we're going to click on save a copy. We don't need alpha channels or layers, and we call this map or something or other. Let's save it to my desktop. I just need to find it in a place where I can retrieve it quickly. So now we've got the shape here. Now if you click on your command key over shape 1 layer, it will make a selection. So what we want to do here is to go and find this shape, and we're going to copy this shape. I'm all about copying because just in case if we screw up one layer, we can always have the original go back in from. So and I just want to rasterize this layer so that it becomes an image. And then after that, I am going to go to filter, and I'm going to go distort, displace, and I'm probably going to just go with 8 by 8 pixels, stretch to fit, maybe wrap around. Let's see what happens. And then we're going to locate our displacement map, open, and you can see it's all jagged now. So if we overlay this using a multiply layer, we can see hopefully it's running across the jaggedy lines. It looks like it's been etched into the rock surface, right? So now what we're going to do is that we're going to lock these pixels and we're going to fill it with white. So make it white. Now it's disappeared because the layer is multiplied. So we are in normal, and the layer multiply is that it will eliminate or hide any trace of darker pixels. It will hide and eliminate anything of the lighter pixels. So anything which is on the whiter spectrum is being hidden. So if you hit black, it will automatically show, but we want it to be white. Now I'll show you the reason for this. So we're going to just double click on this layer, and we've got here layer styles. Alright, so we're going to click on inner shadow here, and you can adjust the opacity of your shadow. You can change the angle of the shadow. Now be very careful. If we're going to be looking at how to make a realistic impression of this, see how the shadow's falling. So this means that the source of light is on this corner, right? It's on this corner shining down on her. So double click again, and I'm going to go inner shadow and select inner shadow, and I'm going to make sure that the light source is appropriate. So it is coming down from that angle. You can adjust the distance on how it will fill. And I'm gonna go, yeah, it's a pretty deep edge rock. It doesn't need to be that hard, I don't think. And you can read, it has the size as well. All you need to do is to carve it out just so that it becomes convincing that it's there. Alright, so there you go. And then you click OK. Now we're gonna put our lady back into the picture, and we're going to take this and drag it up there, and that's just floating on top. So before, after, before, after. Now, is there any discrepancy here? So let's just zoom in a little bit and see whether there's any discrepancy with her floating on top of that rock. Nope, none whatsoever. So that's a good resolution. So you can see that immediately is already creating an illusion that there is a rock face carved in. Of course, there's more ways and methods that you can add onto this picture to become more convincingly realistic, but this is what a start. So if you're looking at this again, it's how, if you can see how the shape, because it's not a perfect shape, it looks like it's been etched into the rock over here. See this, how this is going in? So explore, play around, and yeah, good luck.